Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggedy Dave, and I got to go over to Kabam's headquarters in Vancouver to check out the 5-year trailer, and it is pretty bonkers. So I got to sit down with Gabe, who dropped a bunch of big things, a lot of big secrets that maybe you didn't know, or maybe you did know. But the point is, there's a lot of spoilers in this thing, so if you haven't seen it, make sure to go down in the description below, click on that link, check it out, come on back while me and Gabe get into the meat of this thing. Check it out. All right, so I've got questions.
Yes.
I got questions. One, so we finally get our first look at the Summoner.
Yes, after 5 years.
After 5 years. So it looks like he's in a spacesuit. Like
Who says the he?
She, it, person. So the Summoner is in a spacesuit. Is it so? Are you? Is this like they were on a trip? Is they one of the Fantastic Four, perhaps, caught in a cosmic storm? And
Well, we're keeping that a mystery for now. In contests we never show the Summoner, and if you play, people always referring as the Summoner as the guy or girl that can solve the problems. Taking his heroes or her heroes to battle. But you never see the Summoner never speaks. So we decided to finally put the camera around and show the Summoner. And you see that, he or she is wearing like an astronaut suit. And
yes,
it's a little bit of a mystery for now, but we wanted to start finally revealing and exploring the identity of the Summoner as the two games come together in one story. Right?
So now we have the Watcher. How is the Watcher coming into this story? Because we're now not seeing the Collector, and we're not seeing, any of the other characters. But now we have the Watcher. I had not seen that before.
Everybody that's a Marvel fan knows the Watcher, as this cosmic being that is always watching, but it's forbidden for him to actually interfere. But of course, he's always interfering, right? It's like
interfering right here.
He's interfering all the time, and he's always like, I'm not supposed to interfere. But every time there's something really big, he goes there and interferes. So he should be the interferer, not the Watcher. But the Watcher, we're kind of saying that because the Watcher is kind of intimate connected to the Fantastic Four family. He came to the Battle Realm a long time ago, and we'll reveal in the future how he came to the Battle Realm, and it's been cataloging the history of the Battle Realm. When you see those videos that we make, the story so far. You hear a voice, somebody telling a story, and if you paid attention to this, you see that it's the same voice. It is the Watcher. This specific Watcher has been stuck in the Battle Realm for a long time, and he decided to write a book to tell the story of the Battle Realm. And he learned quite a lot of what makes this whole universe, tick.
So this book, I feel like we've seen the book before.
We've seen it. We've seen it a few times. I think the first time we've seen was in the motion comic for King Groot. It's called the Codex Continuum. And we've seen his voice for the first time in there too. The Aegon event, where Karina comes back to life, and the Collector is reading a story to Karina, like when she was a kid. And that, so the book keeps changing hands, but it was written by the Watcher. Now you have the Fantastic Four with Richards. He was very close to Battleworld when he was stuck in that reality that the time reboots every 4 minutes. So he was studying that place, and he's trying to understand what makes the whole place tick. And he found out about Battleworld. And if people read the story in November, they know that he decided to take drastic measures to actually open the Battle Realm, crack it open like an egg, so everybody could escape. So it's
Reed's fault.
In a way, Reed is an interesting character because he's so smart, but sometimes he can't see what's right in front of him. He's like a good Marvel character. He's defined by his failings, right? So sometimes he's just so focused on one thing that he can't see the truth. So you see in this one that he actually activated the beacon to call Galactus. So Galactus will go into Battleworld, crack Battleworld open, and then everybody can escape. Because it's kind of like the door to back home.
So he uses Galactus as the tool for escape,
right,
but hasn't really thought that through. So now Galactus is here. Does that mean Galactus is in the game and we're gonna fight him or play?
Galactus is a bit different. I don't think you ever see Galactus as a, 10 feet tall person that you can fight as in Contest of Champions. There's a disservice to Galactus, right? Galactus is much more than that. The way we see Galactus is less of a person or a being and more like a natural disaster. He's like a hurricane or earthquake or something that you cannot argue with. It's coming. People would try to make their peace with it or try to get out of the way or use the situation to their own benefit. But Galactus himself is not actually a person in our version. In fact, if you see the last shot of the video, you see how big he is in Contest, right? He's not 30 feet tall. He's more like 3 million feet tall or whatever. He's like the size of a planet or even bigger, because our version of Galactus is a bit different from the versions in the comics. Sometimes he's like the size of a building. Sometimes he's a bit bigger than that. But ours is, because the battle realm in a way is a composite of different realities, our version of a Galactus will also be a composite of different versions of a Galactus.
All right, let's take one more look at the trailer and see.
Right.
There's some things I had a question on. So we have the Watcher, coming in here. The one thing I kind of find interesting is that there are pieces left. So like right here we see like Cap's shield. There's like a sword in the back that could be Angela's sword or guillotine sword. Of course it's guillotine. Is this kind of lending over to the fact that that Emrock is using items to build other characters? So maybe these are pieces that people are grabbing from this world and bringing over to build those very unique champions.
Oh right, this is more like to refer. It's kind of like there's been a big battle, and you see all the pieces of different broken superhero gear and weapons. It's just like a mystery that we're trying to unravel a little bit. There's been a big battle. The battle realm is kind of unraveling a little bit. There's earthquakes and everything is shaking, and you see this big battle that happened here, and then the Watcher picks up the Iron Man mask, but then he hears something and he sees this person is like laying down and is almost dead. It's like he's been in the middle of this battle but still alive. So it's the first time we turn the camera around. That's actually the way I described it in the script, is that you see always this angle from the battle, but you never see the other side. The summoner is always there. So now let's turn the camera around and show the summoner. So you see that person, is really like suffering, almost dead, and then the Watcher knows who that person is. He's a legendary hero, the summoner, right? So it's an interesting moment for me, like to finally show the summoner.
That is huge. That's a huge moment, because I don't think anybody ever kind of thought about a summoner being a being that you can look at or be in a physical space.
Some people even online, they'll say like, is the summoner like has a body? Or yeah, it does. Like, well, I'm not gonna describe the summoner as male or female or black or white or from any kind of country, because I want you to see yourself as the summoner still, but kind of like because of the transition between not having a voice, not having a body, to a second game that you do have a body and you're gonna become something else, right? So that's the transition. And the summoner knows who you are, and the summoner has a mission for you, right? Because you are special. There's many superheroes in this world, but you are somebody that leads the superheroes, so you are on top of everybody else. You're a legend. So he wants you to go to this other place and help save everything. So yeah.
So now we're at dire straits, basically, because then again, the Watcher only comes in when he's just got no other choice.
Yes.
And then he breaks his rules. So are we going to know what event caused this thing? Is that what's coming this month? Is that why it's so?
No, we actually gave a lot of hints already of what's coming. People, if you pay attention, there's a lot of hints of there is a bigger enemy, there is a bigger threat than everybody else, even Galactus. So that enemy is being hinted at already in the story of Contest, but nobody's paying attention. Everybody's fighting with each other.
So nobody knows.
Nobody knows yet. Like
but you know.
Oh, I know. Some people know. The Watcher knows, but you don't know. But because he knows that this is such a big threat that involves two universes, he needs you to go to this other universe, check it out, get some information, start building the case to actually learn first the identity of this person, if it is a person. And then gather all the heroes from both universes to actually confront that person.
And that's who killed Maestro?
No, that's different. So it's layers over layers of mysteries, actually. Galactus is one thing, who killed the Maestro is another thing. There is this shadow enemy that we're gonna review eventually. And they all might connect in a way. I'm not ready to talk too much about that, but I know where it's going. And this is just the beginning.
Well, I'm sure everyone is excited. I know you guys are excited to see what's going on. And Gabe Frazera has sat here with us and given us a bunch of information. I do have one more question now.
Yeah.
Can I play it?
Can you play Rock? No.
Can I see it?
No.
This has been absolutely amazing. Thanks for giving us so much time on this and so much information. I've got to now digest it all and figure out how I'm going to bug you on the next ask.
All right. You want to watch it one more time?
Yeah, let's watch it one more time.
Summoner, I have been watching you. Even powerless, you have led the powerful. Even among the legends, your name is legendary.
Am I dead?
Not yet. But I can offer you another path. It's time to leave the sidelines and become the champion you were always meant to be. Will you accept this challenge?
We have a great responsibility over this world.
The price of freedom is high, but we are willing to pay it.
I have seen many futures. In all but one, war awaits.
Puny humans are just afraid of hunger because we're the strongest.
Let war come! Asgardians thirst for the glory of Valhalla. You humans
I feel a
have not
divergence
changed.
on the time.
Still so
We invited the Gamma Horse, the Horsemen.
Wizards, Hulks, demigods, let's be civil. Our realms have been butting heads for a long time. I don't know about you, but if fighting a secret war will prevent an open one, I'm game. Will you join me?
The choice is yours, Summoner. Keep hacking at the branches of evil, or find how deep its roots go.
Go on, you bald-headed fool. Send your little rafts out to sea. It doesn't matter. They cannot escape. The tidal wave